So today we're going to do a little core sequence. We're going to start out on tabletop position with the fingertips spread wide, hands underneath the shoulders, and knees under the hips. And you're going to begin by just moving through cat-cow a few times. So you'll exhale, rounding the spine up, and inhale in the opposite direction. So let's do 4 more here. Focusing on tucking the tailbone under and exhaling as you lift. So remember that movement, and now you want to feel like you're doing a crunch. So as you round the spine up, you really want to contract these muscles, feeling them engage. So you're going to do the same movement, but adding in a little more squeeze. So we'll do that 5 times. Rounding, squeezing in here, and when you move in the other direction, you'll find release. So you're going to exhale, navel's pulling up towards the ceiling. Inhale, belly releases. Squeeze, 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 and release. 2 more. Your head just follows along with the natural movement of the spine. So we're going to call this our core engagement. And as we begin to move into a plank, you want to make sure that you keep the lift between the shoulder blades and also in the low back. This happens a lot, and we want it to look like this. So the next posture we're going to do is called bear. Tucking the toes under, we're going to re-engage our core, finding a little lift, and then just lifting the knees a little bit. And we're going to hold here about 10 seconds. So, take a break if you need to. At any time, coming into child's pose, making a little pillow with the hands. Maybe doing a few wrist circles. And when you're ready, you're going to meet us back in tabletop. We're going to take that bear pose into plank. So you're going to lift and engage everything up. Tuck the toes, lift the knees. Keeping everything the same, slide one leg back, slide the other leg back. Make sure you're not doing this or this, but keeping just a little lift between the shoulder blades and a lift in the navel. Go ahead and take another breath here. Let the knees drop down and take a moment to rest. So if you feel pretty good with that, we're going to do a couple variations. If you're not comfortable with that, just continue to work on your form in the plank. So from here, we're going to re-engage the core, having a slight lift, and we're going to take just one leg out and lift it up. So what tends to happen here is that the hip drops down or the back arches. We want to keep it just the same as we did before. A lift between the shoulder blades and the navel, and then squeezing the glute for about 10 seconds. Make sure you're breathing here. Then you're going to come down. Maybe just take one little round through cat-cow. Re-engage your muscles. Straighten that leg out and keep everything the same. Just lifting that leg up. Hold and breathe. So here, because the body is doing something that pushes it out of balance, you have to use the core to stabilize in asymmetry. So we're going to do that same exact thing in our plank. You're going to lift up, lift the navel, come through bear, come back to plank. Make sure you feel solid here, and then just lifting one leg up and hold. Make sure you can breathe here. If you can't breathe, it's too much. You're going to lower that leg down, make sure you're engaged, and lift to the other side. Good. Both knees come down, take a little rest. All right, so when you're done resting, we have one more variation. We're gonna do everything else the same, but this time add in a little more with the legs. So, in this variation, the leg is gonna lift. What tends to happen here is this. We disengage our core. So, we wanna do all the things we did before. Lift through this, between the shoulder blades, lift the navel, and then take the one leg back and lift, just like we did. But on your exhale, you're gonna bring the knee into the chest, inhale back. Exhale, squeeze, inhale back. Keep looking straight down if you're comfortable with the movement. Then we'll switch over to the other side. So just take one round through cat-cow, then re-engaging the core. So lift between the shoulder blades, lift the navel, leg comes straight back and up, just like we've been practicing. And as you exhale, you're gonna squeeze that knee in and back. You wanna make sure that everything else is holding as still as possible. We'll take a little mini break here before we move to our next plank. Feel free to roll the wrists around. So back in the table, we're gonna do that same exact thing in plank. So fingers are spread wide. We're engaging our core, lifting the knees. Step one leg back, step the other leg back. Lift that knee, exhale, coming in, inhale back. Five more other side. Coming down, both knees come down, take another rest. Thank you for joining me in this core sequence. This area of the body is our fire center, so you might have gotten a little warm, but also know that you are increasing your self-discipline and fueling the fires of transformation. Namaste.